Welcome to the Grad-Titude Podcast, where we discuss all things growth, personal development, and community. I'm your host, Geraldin Noemis Diaz, here to spread love, light, and value. This is the first episode of season 2. I am so excited to be here with you all today, and I can't believe that it's already season 2. I started recording this podcast back last year, at the end of last year, and I stopped filming around February. Life got busy. I started writing my second book, but now I'm so excited to release season 2 with some wonderful guests. This season, I specifically wanted to be very strategic with the people that I brought on. I want to be able to have this be a platform that allows people to connect with one another, that allows people to feel less alone in this world because we know that we are in the middle of a loneliness epidemic right now. I wanted people to listen to my podcast and really feel empowered to go after the lives that they want. I want people to feel some sort of fulfillment after they listen to each episode because they feel like they're able to get one step closer towards their goals. It is not easy navigating things alone in this life, and especially me being a first generation daughter of immigrants, it's very difficult to navigate certain spaces, especially in the professional world. So I have a lot of people that have their own career advice. I have people that have started their own businesses coming on the show, not only for this season, but seasons to come as well. And I'm just excited for what's to come. So today I want to share some updates with all of you. Since last season, I have started writing my own book, my second book to be exact. It is called Dreams Don't Cost a Thing. And by the time that this episode is shared, I will continue moving along in the journey and getting one step closer to publishing my book. I'm so excited because this book feels so good to me. I realize that in the personal development space, there's not a lot of people that look like me, that come from the same background as me. And I, in all honesty, want to dominate the personal development space because it's truly where I feel at home. There's a lot of white men that dominate this space, and this is not to negate the fact that they have shared wonderful things with us and great advice. But I want to be able to come in as an Afro Latina, representing those that come from the projects, that come from lower income households, that come from parents that are poor, that really have struggled their whole entire lives, and be able to empower people to really live life on their own terms. Because as we see it, we live life on society's terms. And what I mean by this is that a lot of people go through life living in fear. A lot of people go through life not really knowing what they want and not really exploring their passions or anything like that because they feel like, oh, maybe I can't, or maybe I don't know how to, and they don't know how to seek out the resources. So I want to, with this show, be able to provide people with the resources and the ideologies needed to be able to succeed living a life on purpose and intentionally. Some examples from my own life on purposeful and intentional living are I have went and pivoted in my career. I started my career in technical sales and I realized very quickly that that was not for me, but I felt that because of societal pressures and pressures from my parents as well, I needed to stay in this career until I retired at 65, which I'm not subscribed to the whole entire idea of retiring at the age of 65 because I think that that is absolutely insane. But that's a story for another day. What I do believe is that with pivoting, I was able to really showcase and tap into my skills and my own innate power as well, because I knew for the longest time that I wanted to work with students, with recent grads, with undergrads in college. And I just kept fooling myself thinking like, oh, let me just continue going through the motions and get in this sales career. And maybe eventually I'll become good. And maybe eventually things will start working out for me. But I very quickly realized like, you know what? I'm not the issue here. This is just not meant to be my career, and it is okay. And I remember that I was fired last year, and honestly, a lot of people could see this as a negative thing, but I was so grateful that I was fired, if I'm being honest. And I talk about this in my second book as well. I tell more of the story, but I was just like, yo, thank God. Honestly, like, thank you. I feel so relieved. And when I was fired, I was like, it's time to collect unemployment. I'm going to collect this check. Jokes on me, I had a call with my mentor a couple days later. I was fired on a Friday, and on Tuesday I had a call with my mentor and I told her what had happened, and she told me, oh, we actually have a position open if you would like to take it. And that's how I was able to pivot from sales into a program manager role. And after that, I pivoted into an alumni programs manager role at a wonderful organization that I really do think is supporting the youth in an amazing way. With all that being said, I want to encourage all of you that while you listen to each of these episodes, please connect with the people that I have on here as guests if you choose to do so. Please look into my network, whether it be on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and connect with people. If you would like me to plug you into people as well, I'll be more than happy to make a connection as well. I'm really, really in a space in my life that I want to be able to facilitate more community and empower all of us to really tap into our own gifts and to really live life intentionally, as I've been saying. But yeah, just creating more community because I realize that we're all so siloed and we may have goals that we want to accomplish, but we may not be aligned with the right people. And it's not to say that we don't have great people around us, but sometimes your friends are not the same people that you're going to do business with or collaborate with on certain projects. And that's okay. You have friends and you have people in your life for very distinct things. You may have some friends that you have for partying to relieve some stress. You may have friends in your life that are solely for business because they don't really go out like that. You may have some friends that are just gym buddies because they love being in the gym like you do. But it is okay to make new friends and form a new community after you graduate from college. It is okay to let go of people that are no longer serving a great purpose in your life as well. It is okay to let go of people that are not adding value to your life. And I think that I'm getting into a point that I'm just like very community oriented and just trying to empower everybody around me because I really do want to see my people thrive. And by my people, I mean Black people, I mean Latinx people. I want to see us thrive how we have never thrived before because we have been living in a space of survival for the longest. And it's because of the chump change that essentially we've been thrown by society. But we have all these great ideas, we have wonderful resources, and we have things that our ancestors could not have even imagined. Like we have the internet. I'm recording this right now on my laptop that I've had for the past several years, but like our ancestors could not think or fathom that this would be, the future. So we have so many resources at our fingertips. We may just not know how to use them. So through my podcast this season and every season moving forward, I want to provide you with the resources, with the community for you to feel supported on your life's journey. I want to see you all win. Thank you so much for listening to me. And thank you for those of you that continue to invest in my vision of you succeeding. Thank you for those of you that believe in me and for writing me messages about my podcast because it really does mean a lot to me. Sometimes I just feel like I'm shouting into the void. Not me getting emotional. But sometimes you just don't know if anybody's out there listening or resonating with your message. So for those of you that do write me and let me know, like, I see your blog posts on your website. I see your podcast episodes. I see the content that you put out. It's amazing. Please keep going. That really pushes me more than you guys even know. So thank you so much for all of your warm messages. And I hope that when my book comes out, Dreams Don't Cost a Thing, it has the impact that I desire for it to have. And it really does allow people to change their mindset around their goals and their beliefs. So that brings us to the end of today's session. If any part of the Gratitude podcast resonated with you or helped you learn something new, feel free to share this episode on your story and tag me, the host, at Geraldin Noemis. That's spelled GeraldinNoemis. Thank you so much for joining me today. And please stay tuned for the next episode dropping soon.